acá en una entrevista exclusiva con Peter Kash en su presentación de su nuevo libro, La medicina en la Biblia, quien ayer estuvo en el CCK a las 6 de la tarde contándonos un poco. Now I'm going to switch back
Por
to
favor.
English just a little bit.
Por favor.
Well, you were doing a presentation of your new book,
Sí.
Medicine in the Bible. What can you tell us about it?
First, it was a 5-year research, 5 years of research with my 2 co-authors. And when you write a book, it's a passion. And people say, well, why do you write books? You're so busy with your job and you have children and grandchildren now. Why? And I have a philosophy that knowledge that is not shared is only knowledge. But when you share it, it becomes wisdom. So I enjoy sharing all the research, what I learned. This is my 3rd book. I'm actually writing a 4th book now on leadership. So I enjoy sharing.
Your passion, yes. And well, given you have been in the biotech industry for 36 plus years, what can you tell us about your book? How much it influenced you to write this book?
So much. I mean, so much. Because I have this passion for medicine and science, or science and medicine, depending on how you look at it. And my doctorate, my doctorate is actually from Yeshiva University in New York, where I got my doctorate in education with a lot of heavy coursework in philosophy. And when you look at the Bible, it was written 3,400 years ago. 3,400 years ago. But there's so many things from then that we apply to today that we should have applied earlier. For example, just one thing. Just washing of one's hands. Cleanliness. That is the number one extension of life for the last 4,000 years. The number one way to extend your life naturally was simply just washing your hands. You know, the Japanese, they do something even more. So they live longer than everybody. What do? They bow. They don't shake hands, right?
Sure.
So there's no exchange of germs or bacterium over the thousands of years because there weren't the same hygiene that we have today. But even today, I was a professor in Japan for 2 years. They have the largest rate of population over age 85. And in Okinawa, they have the highest percentage of people over 100 years of age. And by the way, for the record, 90% of them are women.
Nice detail. And if you have to name like 3 key highlights from the book that you were most like shocked or that you want the audience to take up.
Okay.
Maybe one, just not to spoil everything.
No, it's okay to share. It's okay to share. So, as someone who is a wannabe scientist, a wannabe rock star. You know how you have groupies? Is it used that word in Spanish, a groupie?
Yes.
So when people like to hang out with rock stars or famous movie stars, I'm a scientist groupie. I love hanging out. So I'd like to look at things that are unique. So here we go. The thing that I found most unique was in the beginning of the Bible, in the first chapter, it says that it doesn't make a difference what you believe, whether you believe God wrote it or Moses wrote it or 10 people wrote it. It's meaningless for what I'm about to share. Somebody wrote that man will live to 120 years. It's written. 120 years is the lifespan of humans. Why did they write 120? Why not 150 or 200 or 70? Then at the end of the Bible, the last paragraph, it says it one more time. Moses dies at 120. So it's in 2 places, the beginning and the end. So, but why is that of significance? In 1960, 1 year before I was born, now you know my age, 64.
Yes.
But we're not going to tell anybody.
No, let's keep it a secret.
Okay. They discovered the human longevity from the telomerase is 120. So 3,400 years ago, somebody wrote that the longevity of humans is 120. And in 1960, we uncovered that the genetic code of lifespan for humans is 120. Like dogs is 17 years on average.
Yes.
McCoy is the beautiful birds, 85 years. Elephants, 55 years. Greenland sharks, 400 years. Their telomerase, genetic code for longevity, is 400 years. But humans is 120. I thought that was fascinating.
That was so cool.
You know, for me.
Yeah.
You know.
Me too.
Another thing that I thought was interesting, if it's okay to speak freely,
of course,
is what is the first commandment in the Bible? The first thing that is ordered in the Bible. There's 10 commandments, right?
Yes.
But even before the 10 commandments, there's a commandment to be fruitful and multiply. have sex, that a husband and wife. And now we know that when a husband and wife has sex and whatnot, they boost their immune system with increased amplification of natural killer cells and antibodies. And for postmenopausal women, increase of estrogen. You have decrease of cortisol, increase of dopamine. It's beautiful. And it's mentioned about 200 times in the Bible. 200 times. It's mentioned in different ways. Yeah, exactly. Wow, I said wow also. You know, and whatnot. They show that men, in particular, when they have a higher propensity of sex with their wives, have lower rates of prostate cancer. So all these. So that was a second thing. But for me, was the moralistic, the philosophical aspects. I thought was huge. The idea that you can't take a calf and kill it and eat it and drink its mother's milk at the same time,
right?
Which is the laws of kosher. Philosophically, it's huge for humanity, and those things I thought were fascinating. You can't take an egg from a nest to eat it unless you shoo away the mother so it doesn't see that you're taking away its future child. It's beautiful on a philosophical level. So these things I found fascinating. Not to mention, I'm a big nutritionist. Every day I take an anti-inflammatory shake every day, religiously, and I fast every day, minimum 14 hours. I do intermittent fasting every day. Nice. So last night, like you eat late here in Argentina.
Yes, very late. Our times are different.
So slightly. So I wait 12 to 14 hours, but the first thing I do is I walk every day, 7 to 11 kilometers every day. And days that I don't, I swim. But every day I take an anti-inflammatory shake. And in the Bible, they mention taking figs, dates. It's mentioned, and that has high magnesium, which is great. They mention, what's the first fruit we mentioned in the Bible?
The apple.
The apple. Very good. There are 7,000 species, varieties of apples. 7,000. Okay, with a huge medical benefit. They have an expression in America: an apple a day keeps the doctor away. And there's a lot of truth to that. So it's endless amount of mentions of fruits. Honey is mentioned in the Bible a lot. Yeah. Honey. It was the best antifungal. And guess what? To this day, it still is a great antifungal. It's the only food, I believe, that you can eat 1,000 years later. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
So
it's natural.
It's natural. So I'm a big believer in Western medicine because I work in development of drugs and cancer and autoimmune diseases. Yeah. And it's very important because women get 5 times more greater amount of autoimmune disease than men. So we're working very hard on curing that because besides 2 sons, I have 2 daughters. So I'm focused on the 2 reasons I'm here in Argentina besides the book is I'm hoping to do trials here to expand trials that we have in America for pediatric brain cancer. And if it's okay to mention now, 100% of the royalties, not 50, not 10, not some, 100% we're using to donate to buy 40 PlayStations to every pediatric cancer hospital in all of Argentina.
Wow, that's very.
And I'm doing that in every country in South America. I'm going to Mexico, Ecuador, Paraguay, Bolivia, Colombia, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to donate PlayStations so children with pediatric cancers can play with each other when they're getting chemotherapy. That's the main purpose of why I'm here. The main purpose.
That's very nice of you. And talking about like fast forwarding today, all the knowledge from the Bible today.
Right.
How do you see all these key takeaways? I mean, is the technology there? What can you tell us about biotech and the technology? Is the technology there? I'm a big believer in biotech, so I'm not objective, so I'm going to leave it up to you.
Are you sitting down?
Yes, of course.
I get too excited.
Me too.
We're going to be living in times that people cannot comprehend. Like now, people can't comprehend AI, right? It's like AI is speeding up. Same thing now in biotech. We have using AI. So I don't believe in magic bullets. I don't believe in one drug is going to be a panacea. I don't know if you could say that in Spanish, a panacea. But in combination therapy, 3, 4 drugs at a time, an mRNA vaccine in combination with a targeted immunotherapy, in combination with cell therapy, in combination with a checkpoint inhibitor, etc. and using AI to figure out which drug goes first and which receptor do we target together would take mankind 100 years to figure out. I'm exaggerating.
Yeah.
But with AI, we can speed that process up in months. So we're living in incredible times right now. So I believe that right now, if you, God forbid, have a blood cancer, leukemia, or lymphoma, the data shows that stage 4, you have about a 78% chance of survival, where 20 years ago, that was not the case.
Yep.
Solid cancers, ovarian cancer, lung cancer, colorectal cancer, head and neck cancer, bladder cancer, etc. The solid cancers, we are about 5 to 7 years away from those same statistics, where right now it's, so I have 3 personal goals. People go, what are your goals in life? So I want to now control, we don't say the word cure,
No.
to control pediatric glioblastoma. I want to now ovarian cancer. My grandmother, who I never met, died in 1950 from ovarian cancer, and I just lost 3 years ago my wife's sister to ovarian cancer, and she was in her 50s. So I'm on a crusade. And what's interesting is that the pathway for glioblastoma is the same pathway for ovarian cancer, the EGF receptor. It's the same train track, the same one. And what's more amazing is that the same technologies for these cancers we're going to be able to use for autoimmune disease, for Parkinson's, for multiple sclerosis, potentially for Alzheimer's. So, like I said, we're living in such exciting times that I'm so glad I'm at the twilight of my career that I could witness all this happening.
Yes, absolutely. And well, GBM has been one of the toughest nuts to crack in terms
tragic.
of development.
Tragic.
Yes. And what can you tell us about the development, about the progress of the current treatments that you're developing?
Always slower than we would want. So I don't want to. Always slower than we want. But what's great about the FDA, we were talking previously about the FDA, what's phenomenal about the FDA is that they recognize orphan indications get special treatment.
Right.
So something for like pediatric GBM, you don't necessarily have to do a large phase 3. You only have to do a phase 1 and a phase 2, and if the data's good, boom. Maybe you have to do a phase 4 post-approval. So there are several drugs right now in phase 1 trials, which show the toxicity. But it's taken us 10 to 13 years to get here. It takes on average 10 to 15 years to get these drugs approved from the beginning to the end. So these 2 specific drugs I'm talking about have taken over a decade to get into humans. A decade. You have to have a lot of patience to help a lot of patients. You like that?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. That was an original.
That was original. It's your name now. And in terms of, regulatory framework, in order to allow all of this to make it happen and to get to the targets or to the people that are in need, where do you see the FDA currently standing? Like, there's been a lot of noise around the new administration and the new leadership in the FDA. Do you see them making progress? Do you see taking them steps forward?
Tremendous. Let's go back 100, 130, 140 years ago. When Darwin came around and created The Origin of the Species, wrote about it, if you might remember. Yes. I'm sure you read that. Yeah. People sometimes misuse it. He spoke about survival of the fittest, but that's not really true. It was survival of the most adaptive, right?
Yes.
So the FDA is adapting to the domestic and global situations that we have today. So I'm a huge believer in what they're doing right now for nutrition. I'm a big, my children used to call me the sugar police. I was so anti-sugar because I understood that sugar is the same effect on neuroreceptors as cocaine. And to withdraw from it has similar consequences, plus or minus. So that's number one. And number two is they're adapting on a monthly basis. So, and everything in life is a balance. So are there things that maybe the noise might have some legitimacy? Yes. But at the same time, the FDA is adapting to that noise. And I see it. I witness it. And also, they are very strong behind orphan indications. So especially pediatric diseases, which is why I'm in this business to begin with. I entered this business because in 1968, when I was 7 years old. There was a girl up the street from me named Mary Ellen O'Brien. I remember her name. And we were playing hide and go seek. Back then, we didn't have PlayStations.
There was no internet. There was something
So we
like
played outside. And she was running and her wig fell off. And she was 6 years old. And we didn't know why she was bald. But she had leukemia and she died several months later. So it's what stimulated me, I guess, sociologically, anthropologically, and maybe psychologically to go into this business,
right.
Which I have no regrets. I love it. It's better than being Michael Jordan in the morning or Messi. Messi's here. What I do is better than being Messi in the morning. That's how I feel. You know.
Yeah.
If he's watching this, you know.
I'm sorry, but it's the truth. It's the ugly truth.
You know.
And when it comes to your market expertise, your business background,
right.
What can you tell us more? You've been, what we know is that you've been in the market and biotech industry for 36 plus years. Right. You were very successful. You are very successful. Right. C-suite person. What can you tell us about your working experience and how do you see, like, from a perspective standpoint?
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, of course.
What's the main demographic of the audience today? Age-wise, would you say?
Age-wise, 35, the age.
Perfect. Yes. So, like I said before, I'm a wannabe scientist. But I recognize that I was not smart enough, truly, to be that scientist. Like you wake up one morning and say, okay, I'm a little bit intelligent, but, or I'm a good soccer player, but I'm not going to be messy.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Is that a good analogy?
Yes.
And everybody thinks they're going to be messy. And I thought maybe I could be a scientist, but I realized that was not going to happen when I was about 18. But that was okay. I understood at a young age that you don't have to win the Oscar. You could win a supporting Oscar. You could help those scientists. So I decided to use a business route. So besides having a doctorate, I also had an MBA. And I have an undergraduate degree in management. And I was a professor for over 20 years of entrepreneurship. So I was a professor for 4 years at the Wharton School of Business. I was a professor in Japan for 2 years. I was a professor at Hebrew University in Jerusalem. And I loved teaching these students because A, it was giving back knowledge, and B, I was learning from them as well. And I think the greatest thing I learned is that failure is a great thing. Now, you wouldn't hear that from other people probably.
No.
But I have a book in Spanish. It's called Make Your Own Luck in English, but in Spanish, it's something to do with suertes. I have it here. I'll share it with you. And by the way, that book, we donate 100% of that book went to the Alex Foundation, which was for children in Spain with Down syndrome. So I use the books as a tool to make social change. So people usually ask me, what are you? Are you a Republican? Are you a Democrat? How do you define yourself, Peter? Right. And it's very simple. I'm a wannabe scientist who's a social capitalist. I believe that capitalism is one of the greatest tools to make social change. So capitalists have a responsibility to make micro and macro social change. Right. Does that help answer the question a little bit?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And do you think that from now on, looking for the next, 5 years, where are the key areas where you see like doing more progress in time?
Okay. If we have another interview next year this time, we will have some major breakthroughs. So that's how quickly. In the next year, in the cancer space, we're going to have incredible news that we will be able to share with everybody. And it might be for a specific cancer, but it could be ultimately used for other cancers. So this is number one. Number two is there's a whole new area. It's not new. There is a more emphasis now on mitochondrial-based diseases, which really is everything. And there are companies now out there that are working in the mitochondria space, no different than several years ago, people working in the gene editing or CRISPR space. So I think that we're going to see a huge amount of data coming out on utilizing mitochondria to work in combination with some of the other therapies. Remember, there's no magic bullet.
Yes, so much.
And together, we're going to be able to nail a lot of autoimmune diseases, chronic fatigue syndrome from long COVID. I think that it's a problem, huge problem. Parkinson's, we're going to make major role in Parkinson's. It's a pet project, but I think ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, I think it might be caused potentially from the gut. Originally, there's more neurotransmitters in your gut than in your brain. So I think all those, but diabetes, type 2 diabetes, which I feel terrible about because my mother unfortunately died from diabetes. Even with all my knowledge, I couldn't help her. And I think that we're going to be able to potentially reverse type 2 diabetes, which is a much bigger problem than just diabetes. If you're insulin resistant, you have a 40% greater chance of breast cancer. You have double the chance of prostate cancer. You have double the chance of dementia. You have double the chance of clinical depression. So type 2 diabetes, which is through exercise and diet, you can potentially inhibit it.
Yes.
But I think with new drug treatments and lifestyle changes, we're going to get there. So I'm very, very excited. And there's also, I don't have an expertise in medical devices and analytical tools, but every day, I'm sure you're knowing, they're coming out with new biomarkers.
Yes.
So with the diagnosis, earlier diagnosis, and with these new therapies, it's going to be wild. Absolutely wild.
I'm very happy that it's someone else saying it, so I'm very happy to hear it. Well, thank you so much, Peter, for this interview. And
it's available. The book is available also online.
Is it online?
On Amazon. The book is available on Amazon.
Okay.
And again, 100% of the proceeds goes to buying PlayStations.
Has it been translated into several languages?
English, Hebrew, Italian, Chinese, and now Spanish.
So
and I'm very, very proud.
Awesome. I'm in a very good cause that it's behind. So, well, very grateful for this interview, and thank you so much for your time. Thank you.